Hello, everybody, and I hope you're all hanging a stocking on your wall and hoping that Noddy Holder doesn't come tumbling down your chimney. But then again, some people actually might like that, so you can't be all things to everybody, I suppose. Anyway, um, what I am trying to do now is list as well and as thoroughly as I can some of the interesting things that have come to mind recently because of online gambling. I don't know if anybody knows, but I've got a slight addiction to it. I tend to practice when I've got no money and actually, try and put into practice what I've actually done when I've actually got some money. But if I could sort of make a list, like Ten Commandments, or not quite so much Ten Commandments, but of gambling, I would like to just say a few things that's come to mind recently, which I think are quite interesting, and that's why I'm actually doing this video. I'm doing it for myself. But the uh, the thing is, I mean, I'm not going to start point number one. Ought to probably, and develop me video blogging skills and vlogging skills and all that. But I want to try and get through as many as I can. I'll probably only not get through any, but I'll try one. Um, And I suppose if it's going to help anybody, it will help the person that is prone to, let's say, losing and losing a fair amount through one of the sort of strategies, martingale and all that, and Fibonacci and this and the other, and the anger that the peevishness which leads to the impetuous gambling decisions and that. So what I'm thinking is they can't have money that you don't give them. Suppose I've been sort of fortunate today in that I've sort of gone up with the residue that I've had in an account, and I've sort of very, very shrewdly and carefully played it and been lucky and got a tiny little bit more than I would normally have, and I'm trying to practice what I preach, hopefully, and that is really, really steady because I'm pretty broke at the moment. I might as well be honest about it and everything. I know I'm not I'm not trying to mislead anybody. I'm not worried about who might watch this video and take notes either, anything like that. But the point is, like I say, that's point number one. You can't lose what you don't give them. Suppose I've got something because I've got, let's say, I mean, I'll tell you how much I started with this morning. I looked in the account, I've got 56 pence. I thought, 56 pence. Great, what can I do? And it was a site that doesn't have a low stakes roulette wheel. So I ended up saying to myself, well, what can I do? And there's the second best one to my thinking, another one that I like, and that was the European Premium one, which accepts 10 pence. And I gradually and slowly and carefully and also, quite bravely at some points, got from 56 pence to, which I've got now, which is about £5. I think it's £5.70 during the day. So I've multiplied my winnings by 10, a factor of 10. But what I'm saying, like the point number one is, because like now, normally I'd probably be scared to, I don't like the word scared, but I'd be probably scared to do any more or much more. I think I don't want to lose it. Well, if you go into a Fibonacci sort of cycle, you're likely to possibly lose. You're probably more likely to go bum 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 previously. Same goes for martingale and a lot of other ideas. Whereas if you take little baby steps, little tiny little steps, then comes in rule number one: they can't have what you don't give them. And the longer you keep it, same as I'm tempted to go back a little bit now to try and turn £5.70, try and turn it into £5.80. So that's rule number one. They can't have what you don't give them. They're not allowed to come around in your pocket and fertle around. You see what much you've got. Oh, you've only got a few coppers. Never mind. It doesn't work like that, does it? We're a gentlemanly age, supposedly. And so, yeah, they can't have what you don't give them. So if you stay, I can keep this £5.70 now to the end of the week. And if I wanted to, and I'd still be £5 up every single day, every Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night. I'll always have it. And so what I could do now is like try and get a little bit more, so hopefully by the end of the week I've got a tenner, but that's rule number one. That's more of one I'd say. Right. Rule number two is that, well, it's not a rule, but the rule number two is a strategy and a strategic way of thinking. Right. You're always told, aren't you, that, first of all, I've read something recently called the gambler's fallacy, which is I find quite interesting. I don't know if anybody might have heard of that, but it's quite an interesting. Nobody's ever due a win. The universe owes you nothing, and so on and so forth. And I think from that particular notion, you get a better mindset and a luckier mindset because I think that matters. The wheel might not be any different, but your attitude towards it can probably be improved. This isn't so much rule number two. That probably is rule number two, the gambler's fallacy in a way. I invite anybody to look it up and find out and read about and hear some of the sort of AI videos telling you all about it. It's very, very interesting. It's opened my mind quite a bit. But the second thing I'm going to say, and then I'm probably going to stop because I'm going to do probably a few of these. The second thing is I've got a bit of a strategic idea, which is type of different. For instance, if you go to a wheel, and you are playing, same as I'm doing, with 10 pence pieces. I figured out an idea, and it's difficult to refute it, and that is that you can get a 2 in 3 chance of winning out of, for example, you start off with 10p, betting with 10 pence on, let's say, anything could be, fairly much dozens or the, odds, evens, chances, 2 to 1 things is a generic name for them. I can't think what it is at the minute, but and you put 10p or 20p, let's say if you start off with 20 pence and you stick it in one of the dozens, right? Two of three things can happen. One of two things can happen, and that's it. It's binary. You will either win or you lose. Now, if you win, then you will get 60 pence. So you've won 40 pence, which isn't bad. So you've doubled what you've got. That's scenario number one. That's one off one spin. And that's it. And it's not the fullness of what I'm trying to say. But if you lose, you don't double. You leave it exactly as it is, and you will either win or lose on the second spin. And if you win on the second spin, then you have recouped the 20 the 40 that you've originally spent plus 20p. So you've won whether you win on the first or the second spin. So that's 2 spins out of 3 that you have got an actual chance of winning at. And the third spin is, if you lose. Now, if you lose, hang on, you've only lost 60p. Maybe I'm not quite got this as clear as I need to be, but basically, what I'm trying to say, I'm not talking about the quantity. I'm talking about let's face it, it's not a large quantity, 60 pence anyway. But because that's not the point as far as I'm concerned. The point is that you have a double chance out of 3 of winning. Now, by my reckoning, that's not bad odds. I just winding up there in a trendy sort of fashion. So, but that's it. That's it. There's going to be more to come. I'll probably do another one, but I think that a lot of it is in you. In you. I mean, it's always been a saying. There was a somebody in this country a long time ago, around about the time when I was a child, called Miles Miles, and he had a program on the television and he used to say, "Think lucky and you'll be lucky." So, on that thought, I will wind this up. But I think there's going to be more to come, and I hope somebody watches it somewhere and has a bit of an awakening and I can, don't have to lose large amounts of money. I don't have to Fibonacci or martingale myself down the sink. So there you go. That's all I've got to say. Okay, thank you all for listening. Bye. See you on the next video.